Hey everybody, this is Peter with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're continuing our five-part series focusing on the Oracle character generator from Nord Games. We've done two videos previously, one in which we made a hero character together. In the last one, we made a merchant and artisan, somebody from the merchant and artisan deck. And today, for the third video, we're going to be creating another NPC to fill our fantasy world with, and this is going to be utilizing the deck for nobles and clergy. Really interested to see what we get with this character. And so, without further ado, let's head down to the table and let's make a character together using the Oracle character generator. All right, everybody. So we're back down to the table, ready to make another short video about the Oracle character generator by Nord Games. This is a product that comes with 5 different decks, each one focusing on a different type of character that you might want to bring to your fantasy role-playing game. I see this product as mostly a product for game masters, but at the same time, if you're a player, you might find it really interesting as well. The reason I think it's mostly for game masters is because you're not just making your player characters, but this is a product that you can utilize to make NPCs of all sorts of different types. But there's 5 decks. The first deck focuses on creating heroes and champions, and that was our first video in this series. The second video focused on the deck for making merchants and artisans, and this third video in the series is focusing on the deck for nobles and clergy. The next video will focus on townsfolk and travelers, and then the last video, I'm saving my favorite deck for last, is the villains and scoundrels deck. Each deck is broken down into 5 different smaller decks. We have one here for the role of the character, one for their personality, motivation, flaw, and intrigue. So the idea is that you shuffle these decks, flip over a card, it's going to give you a topic or a theme with a little paragraph, and then underneath that is a rollable D4 chart, which you can either choose from or you can randomize using your D4, which I have here with me. And this is going to give you the very bones of a character that then we're going to write a little paragraph to flesh out a little bit, and then I could flesh it out further as much as as the game master, decide is needed. So let's go ahead, let's shuffle up our decks, and we'll see what kind of noble and or clergy we're going to get out of this deck. So we'll go ahead and shuffle up the deck for the roles of the character, personality, motivation, flaw. And I say this in every video for this series, is just every good character needs to have some sort of flaw because we are all human. All right, and intrigue. All right, so we've shuffled up our decks. Let's go ahead and flip over our first card, and that's going to be from the roll deck. All right, plutocrat. Interesting. Okay. Some wield power through force of arms or family pedigree, but individuals such as this use their wealth to project their will and gain authority within their communities. Okay. All right. So this is somebody who comes from wealth and uses that wealth to make their will happen. It gives them their authority. So let's go ahead and specifically find out here their sub roll, and that is number 1. We rolled a number 1. Illegitimate. The wealth that gives this individual their clout comes from sources unscrupulous and unsavory, though this does little to check their bought power. All right, so we have somebody who has gained wealth from an unsavory source, but that doesn't mean that they're still not in power. They are still in power. So though this is not our villain deck, it's starting to feel a little bit that way. So roll plutocrat, wealth, from unsavory source. All right. But what about their personality? So we know that they use their wealth, or they're using their wealth to lord over people, and that their wealth is coming from an unsavory source. Ooh, okay. This fits. They have a bitter personality. This individual has a chip on their shoulder that, justified or not, makes it hard for them to see the good in anything, viewing most endeavors as futile. All right, I can see it. So they're bitter and they're using that bitterness and they're holding it over people. All right, I rolled a number 4. Resentful. This individual angrily regrets something from their past. This harbored resentment makes them churlish. All right, so they're bitter and resentful, and that is their personality. Now, again, this can be a noble, this could be a clergy. It doesn't really give us a specific so far as to which one of those roles they fall into. Plutocrat makes me think more of a noble, so we'll see how it goes. Motivation. What is motivating this individual? Wealth. Makes sense. They want wealth. They already have wealth, but we know from real life most of the time that some wealth doesn't negate the fact that some people just need more or want more. So, simply put, this individual desires more of something they or others lack. This may be self-interested or altruistic. Either way, the acquisition of this wealth is their core drive. Let's see what we roll. Oh, interesting. All right. So I rolled a 2. I don't like that one for this character because 2, we can see here, is spiritual. To keen to enrich themselves spiritually, this individual hopes to reach some level of enlightenment. I don't think that that really fits for this individual. I don't think, right? Unless they're trying to do it, but they're doing it through the wrong means, maybe? Keen to enrich themselves. I don't know. For them, I like material. This individual wants to amass material wealth. We're going to go with that one. So again, we don't always have to stick with the role. We can just choose off of this list. That is totally acceptable. So material, this individual wants to amass material wealth that could take the form of gold pieces in a locked vault, artistic masterpieces, gemstones, etc. So we're going to go with material wealth is their motivation. Motivation. Material wealth. All right. And what is this individual's flaw? Everyone's got to have a flaw. Makes them more realistic. All right, they're biased. Their flaw is that they are biased. This individual holds discriminatory views about a particular group and aims to marginalize and exclude said group whenever possible. This bias may be overt or hidden in its expression. All right, we rolled a 3. Okay, against other classes. This individual believes that the social or economic class to which they belong is the only important one. Yeah, this person's definitely, even though it's nobles and clergy, they're definitely feeling like a villain, which is totally okay by me. I could always use more good bad guys. So they are biased against other classes. All right, and last but not least, a little bit of intrigue for this person. Let's see what we can figure out here. Okay. Ooh, hidden connection. I'm having trouble getting this camera to zoom in today. All right, hidden connection. This individual has a surprising connection to another individual, one significant enough that it is kept secret. The other person might not be aware of this hidden bond. Okay. Number one, we rolled number one, in court. Whether it is a clandestine tryst, a secret alliance, or a hidden lineage, this individual has a link to the royal court that could ruin reputations and lives if revealed. You can also see here in party, so that might be someone who's connected to the adventuring party. That could be pretty interesting as well. But we're going to go ahead and stick with in court for this one. So they have a hidden connection with somebody in the royal court. Hidden connection. Could be the king, queen. Could just be another lord that's a little higher up. All right, so we have now looked at each of our cards, and that is, again, creating the skeleton for this NPC that we're going to possibly throw into our game at some point in time. So we've got our bases here, and now we just write a short paragraph utilizing this information just to slightly flesh out the character a little bit more. I like to start with giving them a name. All right, so we're going to go with CERN. All right, CERN. You can't really see that. Let me get this up here a little bit. CERN. We're going to use that. CERN is a wealthy individual who has gained that wealth Oh, you know what? I'm going to tie this in with our video, our previous video. Our previous video talked about a gem merchant who was gaining their gems through a bad way, and we decided that bad way was the gems were coming from a slave mine. We're going to say that CERN here is a wealthy individual who has gained that wealth by running a slave mine. Right? So we're tying this into other characters into the same world so that we could possibly utilize them together. He's bitter and resents others who were born into their wealth. So that resentment against other classes is not just about classes who are what he considers less than himself, but also those that see themselves as higher up than him. So he's bitter and resents others who were born into their wealth and those who are not ambitious enough to make their life better through any means. So that's already showing this whole thing, the flaw in motivation, right? He wants it all, no matter what. He is the unknown half-brother of the king. I like it. All right, so reading that again, CERN is a wealthy individual who has gained that wealth by running a slave mine. He is bitter and resentful of others who were born into their wealth and those who are not ambitious enough to make their life better through any means. And he wants it all no matter what, and he is the unknown half-brother of the king. All right, so everybody, again, that is what we're doing here with these videos. We are making these characters, and each time I make a character, I am loving this product even more. because it's not just helping me make characters, it is creating story for me as well, which I think is super awesome and very helpful for a game master like myself. So I'm finding that this is a product that is going to be incredibly valuable for me anyways, and hopefully by watching this video you can see how it might be useful for you also, and you and your players. And so the next video that we're going to do in this series is going to again focus on creating townsfolk and travelers. So more of our regular individuals. You know, we've done a merchant so far, we've done a hero, a player character, and we've also done somebody who is a noble. But now we're going down to that lower class, just an individual, regular, average Joe person that your players might run into in just a town or at a tavern. So, thank you for watching, and until our next video and until we talk again, keep on playing games.